Okay, so again, your classwork is today the same one from yesterday. You're gonna click finish later, and you're gonna do 7, 8, 9, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's from homework. I'm gonna do 2 for you right now, and then you're gonna do 2 at home. So you open it up like always, and again, the video is there, guys. There's the video from yesterday. Today I'm gonna put today's video. I'm gonna start putting the numbers too. So on this one I'm gonna put there 1 to 6. This video is gonna be for 7 to 10. So you open it up like always. I'm gonna use the book today because I'm gonna do it off the board. So let me open the book, and I'm gonna do it off the book today. But you guys do it on your paper, okay? So I'm doing number 8, guys, okay? It says, what is the area of the window in square meters? So what's the first thing I want? The question. So go ahead and put here number 8. Number 8, what is the area? What else is important? What type of shape is it? Trapezoid. So it's also right here, trapezoid. So I'm going to say trapezoid. Whenever I'm copying and blue, that's what you put on your paper. Okay? Now, what's the formula that I need for the trapezoid? You're going to look at the chart. The chart says this: A equals base 1 plus base 2 times the height divided by 2. Where did I get that from? The chart? Now, in the real formula, it says half of base 1 plus base 2 times height. But anytime you have the half in front, it really means divided by 2. Okay? So in your real formula, you doesn't have the 2 in the bottom, you have half in the front. You need to memorize this. Okay? Or you just need to know that half really means divided by 2. And just get rid of the half. Here we go. Did they give me the area? No, obviously not, because that's what they're asking me. What is the area? So 8, leave it alone. So I'm going to drop it here. Base 1. Who's base 1? Who would be base 1? 1.8. Good. Because 1.8 is the smaller one. But does it really matter? No. So I'm going to go ahead and just put 1.8. Who's base 2? 2.6. And who's the height? 2.5. Listen, even without giving you numbers here, be careful because the height has to be the one that's straight up with a base and gives you a right angle. If some kids, let's say you have here 3 meters, and over here 3 meters. The reason I use the 3 meters because that's not a right angle, it's an obtuse, and acute. I can't use that one as the height, I cannot use that one as the height. I need the one that's going to be straight, perpendicular to the base, which is the right angle. Okay? So just because right now they were nice, they did not give us anything, which is okay. That's even better. We don't have to be 2.5, right? Questions so far? Now the problem after you start teaching letters to numbers, somebody forget about this who? The 2. You can't forget about the 2. In triangles and trapezoids, your last step is always to divide by 2. Triangles and trapezoids, so you can't forget about the 2. Please. Now we're going to do PEMDAS. Who will be first? Parentheses. So how do I add decimals? Do you remember how to add decimals? Line them up. So 1.8 plus 2.6. We don't remove decimals when we're adding or subtracting. 8 plus 6. 14. You see that decimal? Bring it down. 2 plus 1. 3 plus 1. 4. So go back to here. This should be nice and clean. You see that 8? Bring it down. The parentheses, bring it down. But this stuff just became 4.4. So now it says, I have now that you have put 4.4. This just became 4.4. Okay? Now you see this? I haven't worked with it. Bring it down. The division, I haven't worked with it. Bring it down. The 2, I haven't worked with it. Bring it down. Any questions? So the only thing I did was this, and that's why I got that. What would be next after parentheses in math? Exponent. There's no exponent. Then next, who's next? That's what's next. Multiply. So I'm going to go 4.4 times 2.5. How do you multiply decimals?
By taking away the decimal.
Very good. 44 times 25. You take them away. What's 5 times 4?
20.
20. 5 times 4 again?
20.
That's 2. Cross it off with a 0. Cross it off because I'm done with 2. 2 times 4? 8. 2 times 4? 8. 0. 10. 10 plus 1? 11. 1,100 is the answer, but we didn't have decimals, so I have to go back to the original and check how many decimal places. So I have right there 1 and 2. So let me show you. I have here 1, 2. So because there's 2, I'm going to move twice to the left. I'm going to go here. 1, 2. So how many? 11. 8 equals 11. 11 divided by 2. Now what you need to do is do the rest at home. Just finish it off. 11 divided by 2, you should find the answer. That's your answer number 8. The way I do number 8, that's the way you do number 7. Except yours is even easier because there's no decimal. They're all whole. Question with trapezoids. Okay? And the video will be there available for you. Now, for 9 and 10, let me tell you something about 9 and 10. In mathematics, if they tell you to use a ruler, you have to use the ruler. But if they don't tell you ever to use a ruler, don't be using rulers. Last year I had a kid that they had a question about triangles. They had a picture of a triangle. And the question was asking them to find the measurement of one of the sides of the triangle. You know what the problem was? That he got the ruler and started measuring with the ruler. But they never mentioned use the ruler. He had to use other math. He had to use the theories of triangles, which I haven't taught you, but I'm going to teach you that later on. Since he had to use the theories of triangles, he called me during the start and told me, sir, look, sir, the measurements are wrong. He was using the ruler from the computer. You do not use the ruler unless it says what, like this one. It says use a ruler to measure. Then we use the ruler. If it does not say use a ruler, you better use math, whatever I teach you. Like in that case, you should have used the theory of triangles. I'm going to teach you 3 theorems of triangles when we get to triangles later on. Okay? So do not use a ruler if they don't say use a ruler. Questions? Second thing, you do not use a ruler like a paper ruler on top of the computer. That's why your charts do not have a ruler. Because last year, I noticed that they had a ruler and I had kids using a ruler on the computer. No, the scale factoring is not going to be the same. It's like if I come and use a ruler there, that's not going to work out because that thing is already very scale factored, like it's multiplied so it can become bigger. Questions? What you're going to use in the star is the ruler that's available there on the top. You're going to click on it and then use it. Today I'm going to use the ruler on paper because I'm measuring paper with paper. The scale factor is equal. Okay, it's the same thing. Do you understand? But never use a ruler if they don't say use a ruler. So this one says use a ruler to measure the dimensions of it to the nearest 0.5 centimeters. So let me use the ruler. And they want centimeters, so I'm going to use the ruler where I need to. They want the area, look, the area. So you tell me what do I need to measure. Do I measure this side right here? Do I measure this side? Yes or no? No. How about this side? Tampoco. How about the bottom part? Yes, because that would be base, and I need the base. So let me get my ruler, and they want it in centimeters, so I'm gonna get my centimeter ruler, and I'm gonna put the zero at the very point at the end, the dot right here, the end point right here. And how much does it measure, guys? 6. So now on your paper, I want you to draw like this young lady, Leslie. She drew number 9, and she drew 6 right there. She already had the other one, but I don't want to show you how she got 4.5. But go ahead and write 6 for now. So draw that triangle. You have to draw that triangle because you need it on your paper. It's on the computer, but you're going to need it on the paper. Okay? So you can write the numbers. So draw that number 9 exactly like she did. It doesn't have to be perfect. You have to do it exactly like, but just draw it like her. And then I measured, you're going to measure the computer in the little stars. I'm measuring right now on paper with paper. Okay? So you can put already 4.5 also. And right now I'll show you why. Go ahead and draw number 10 de una vez. Number 10, the base is going to be 2.5 and the height will be 2 inches. Let me show you how I measure the middle one, the height. So here's the height, 0. It went to 4.5. But I like to, in this case, I'm going to go with decimals. Decimals are going to be easier than fractions, like we saw yesterday. We had to do Texas and all that stuff. So I'm going to go 4.5. 4.5 is the same thing as half a dollar, 50 cents, 4.5. That's how she got 4.5 Leslie right there. Okay? Questions? Okay. Now let's measure the other one, number 10. Again, I don't need this guy. By the way, this is going to be called a hypotenuse in 7th, 8th grade. When you do 8th grade next year, some of you are going to go to 8th grade because you're going to take algebra. The side that's opposite to the right angle in mathematics is called, in a triangle, is called hypotenuse. And you're going to know what that means and how you use it for the Pythagorean theorem later on. And I may even teach it at the end of the year for you all, so you can be ready. So I don't need the hypotenuse. I'm going to need the base and the what? Height. So let me measure. But now look what it says. Use the ruler, and now they want it in what? Oh my God, right there. They want it in what? Half inch, in inches, right? To the nearest half inch. So let me measure now using the ruler, the inch. You're going to click on the computer. Your computer doesn't have that in the real start, okay? Look. Right there. How many inches is there? How many inches? 2. That's what Leslie put 2 right there. 2 inches. Good job for her, right? Now the base. I'm going to reverse it this way so I can fit it in there. The base, if you notice, it'll be 1, 2, and then it stops in the middle again, which means 2.5, which means 2 point what? That's how Leslie put the 2.5 right there. Any questions? Now that I have all my measurements and my drawings, now I'm going to go through the process. I'm going to write your paper. Thank you. Number 9, they want the area, so I'm going to say 1 area. Go ahead and continue now with me. I'm doing number 9, you're going to do number 10. You know what? I'm supposed to be doing number 10 because I already did number 10. No, this is the bit. I'll do number 10 instead. Want the area. Because I did number 10 in the one class. I don't remember which one. So they want the area of a triangle. So they want the area. So what's my strategy when they want the area? To write the what? The formula, right? What's the formula for a triangle? A equals what? And what Brendan's doing, that's what you should do. If you don't know it by memory, you take out the chart and use the chart. Base times height divided by 2. Do I know the A? No, so you bring it down. Do I know the B? How much? 2.5. A letter next to a letter means? So I'm going to put parentheses for multiply. Who's the H in this story? Who's the H in the story? 2. There you go, 2.5 times 2. But what am I forgetting that I better never forget with triangles and trapezoids? The 2. So divided by 2. Don't forget about that. Now we're ready to go. We're going to do PEMDAS. Who's going to go first? 2.5 times 2. You remove the decimal. Go to the side. 25 times 2. 2 times 5, 10. 2 times 2 plus 1. It looks like a 50. But how many were in the decimal places? 1. So it's really a 5. So the top just became a 5. And some kids will stop there and go to the answer and get letter what? F. And guess what those kids are going to be? Wrong. Because they forgot to do the last step, which is always going to be divide by. Now you just bottom out. 5 divided by 2. 5 divided by 2. Bottom out. Put your decimal at the end. And it'll be 2. That will be 4. When there's a remainder, you add a 0. So what's the area of the triangle? 2.5 square inches. So the answer would be J. The way I did number 10, that's what you're going to do for number 9. Questions? Thank you for this class. I'm going to be recording this class always for the other kids. So I really want to thank you.